Hey, it's Jeff at 650 Cycle, working on Magnum GS again. What I found is this line here does not allow anything to go through it. You can push it about that far, so I'm guessing it's blocked down here a little bit. This is the line that was on it, and it's not allowing anything through. I found this on something else, so I'm going to hook this up and see if this line works. And if this line works, I'll hook it up down here and try to bleed these brakes out and see if we can get things working today. So let's get working on that. All right, we have success. I put this line on, it's clear. I pushed fluid through it. So now I'm going to hook it up on the rest of it, put the brakes back on it, and see if I can bleed everything out. All right, got everything hooked back up, calipers, got this line. I just hooked it up out here because I just kind of want to see if it's going to bleed them out. These bolts that are going into the caliper mount, they're a little squished out right here. So I found another one. It's too long. It runs into the rotor on the back side. Put a couple washers in there. It's the right length. So these are going to have to be addressed. But for today, they will work fine. This is my brake bleeding setup. I just have some clear line running up here. Once it starts pushing fluid, it fills this up. I can see what's coming out of it. It's I've used it several times and I really like it. It works really well. So I'm just going to start bleeding this thing out. I'm going to set this up and watch me bleed it out. Hopefully. It's not moving any fluid. It was pushing fluid out of here, but now it's not pushing it down to the calipers. Not having much luck this morning. It's not moving any fluid at all. Let me crack these off. See if I'm getting fluid coming out of that. I'm not getting any fluid coming down this. So I wonder if these lines are jacked up like the other ones. I'm not getting any fluid coming down to the bottom. And this is discouraging. Do that and then pump it, it should just bleed all over the place. And it's not, so we got an issue. It's weird because it's acting like it's pumping, it's moving the master, and if a line is blocked, usually it doesn't act like that. Flowing out of that. So my lines are probably jacked up on this as well. So I gotta find some other lines to put in there. I'll see if I can find some lines that replace these and just go from there. Well, it's pretty discouraging. I put a whole nother system on here off of a GL1100 and I blew through it. I had air coming through it. So I know that it's free as far as flow. And it should work. I'm getting fluid coming off of this one, but this one, when I undid it, didn't seem to have a lot there. There was a little bit, but even still, it's not pushing fluid into the caliper like it should. So, all right, so this is where I'm at. I went and pulled this off again, drained it, and cleaned it, and I've used both sets of completely different sets of lines and junction, and all of a sudden it just started working. I don't know what I did. After I drained this, I primed it really good. I stuck this on here and then the fluid started draining out like it's supposed to. So I don't know, maybe I didn't have this quite right, but I do have pressure on it now. They're not probably bled out as well as I would bleed them for good because this is just all kind of temporary. But what I want to find out is if the calipers are working like they're supposed to, and I have to get the front tire off the ground. So I've hooked up my sealing winch to get the front tire off the ground so I can roll it over. Hey, okay. We've got a brake line in there rattling around. Let's get that out of there. Rolling, it's rolling. Rolling, grabbing. Awesome. Brakes are bled. They're obviously not how they're going to be. I can't leave them like this. I have to go in and put lines up and fix everything. But I really wanted to see if these calipers were going to work. So they do work. They are functioning like that. So still need a little bit of work on them, but they're good. That's what I wanted to get today because I have to put this bike in storage because I don't have room out here, and I'm not going to be working on it over the winter. My goal was to get it running, get the brakes working, and then put it in storage, get it out in the spring, probably around March, because April's a great time to sell a bike, and I kind of want to sell this one. I don't know, once I drive it I might not want to, but the goal was to get it running so that I could sell, and so I'm at the point where I wanted to be with it. Now I got to get everything kind of packed up for like a winter storage kind of thing on it, and then the GL is next. So this, I got to where I wanted to get it today. So I'm pretty happy with that overall. And we're good to go. I probably won't touch it again until spring. So really happy these things are working. Like I said, I had a point that I wanted to get to, and I got to it today. So this thing is getting wrapped up for storage, we'll call it.